Hello and welcome to episode 39 of the LiveFitNow Podcast. How are you today? I hope you have had a good week. Well, I'm going to do another quick solo episode today because there's been a subject that keeps popping into my head and I thought this is the time to seize the moment and do a little episode on it. So, the thing I want to talk about is taking control. Now, I think it's so easy to relax and relinquish control over many different things in our lives, and I think over the last few months with what we're going through with the lockdown and COVID, not that I'm going to linger on that for too long, but I think a lot of us feel like the control has been taken from us. But you know, I think more often than not, during this time or not, there are things that we will allow ourselves to take control of, and there are other things that we relinquish that control or just perhaps believe we don't have the ability to have the control of. Now, when it comes to health and fitness, that's obviously what I spend most of my time doing. And you know what? As much as over the last few months, a lot of people have been limited and not been able to do what they would normally do, I think that whole shift and giving different opportunities, you know, for myself having the online classes now, it gives people another opportunity if they want to work on their own health, fitness, strength, flexibility, whatever it is that you want to focus on. Perhaps it's even just for your mental health and well-being. What it's done is, even though for a lot of people they haven't been able to go to the gym when they've wanted to, they've realised that they can still take control. And if you want to work out, if you want to feel better, if you want to move your body in whatever way that might be, you can do it. Wherever you are, whether you're going to go outside to move, you're just going to move in your kitchen or your living room or your bedroom, whatever space you've got, you're making the most of it. You are taking control in order to look after yourself. And I think this is such an important thing to remember and to continue to apply going forward, because I think quite often people just want to be told X, Y, and Z what to do, which is fantastic, particularly if you need to build the foundation, build the knowledge base. But actually, you can do a lot just by making the choice to do it. So I know quite often I'm quite perhaps laid back and gentle when it comes to this podcast, but I really want to get you motivated, make you realise that you can take control. You can do so much more than you realise you can. Do not let other things take control of you. Remember, you don't need very much time, you don't need any equipment at all to get your body moving and feel better for it. And I think, again, what these last few months has shown is how important it is to be doing things for the right reason. As much as often motivation will start with wanting to look better, but actually feeling better, getting more confident, feeling that you can do more with your body is so empowering. And that is something we can do right now, just for a few minutes every day, or even just a couple of times a week. But you can do that at any time if that's what you want to do. Something I think this time has really created is friction and perhaps a lack of motivation. I think motivation has gone up and down like a roller coaster these last few months, and particularly at this time of year. We are in the middle of winter in the UK, and that always makes motivation lower in as far as if you want to get outside to exercise. If it's pouring with rain, perhaps you're much less likely to want to go out. You're not inclined to go and get wet. But you know what? Motivation is not going to be always there. And in fact, personally, motivation has been truly lacking these last few weeks. But I have still worked out. I have still got myself moving. And I can honestly say this is truly down to discipline. I have organised myself, I put it in the diary, and I make sure I get it done. And I really, really don't want to do it sometimes. It's pretty much the last thing I want to do. But as soon as I've started, I feel better. And once I've finished, I feel great. Because right now, it's the after effect not necessarily the motivation, and that is because I have disciplined myself to do it. It's a non-negotiable. I'm going to do it because it's in my diary, even though it really is the last thing I want to do. And it's not about busting a gut, it's about knowing that it's good for me. I know I will feel better once I've moved my body. I have my own routine, but remember, find things that work for you. Perhaps you'll find that it's a bit more random. The non-negotiable may be you have to move your body, but how you do it, mix it up if you need to. One day it might be a walk, the next day it might be a run, next day maybe a class, maybe a weights workout the next day. Perhaps it's not as structured as it always is, or perhaps you make it more structured than it normally is. You need to just have a little sip, have a think about what works for you, have a think about what makes you feel good, and don't make it a mammoth task. Perhaps make it a really short thing, maybe just 5-10 minutes, half an hour walk. Think about what's going to work, that you can absolutely slot in without question, and that you can do even if you don't want to do it. Perhaps let someone know what you want to do, have a little bit of accountability. Sometimes simply telling someone what your plan is makes you more likely to do it. So have a sit down, have a think about what you want to do, organise it into your week, and just do it. Use the discipline, forget about the motivation. We are going through a time of challenge, and that is absolutely fine. Let's work our way through it and feel as good as we can during times of challenge. I hope you enjoyed that slightly different, focused on motivation episode. Next week, I'm excited to let you know that I have another guest, and we are discussing all things nutrition. We cover so much, and I can't wait for you to hear the conversation. So thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and please do share your favourite episodes with your friends and family to keep spreading awareness of the Live Fit Now podcast. And if you would like to get in touch, remember, just click the buttons in the show notes or send me an email directly, hello@livefitnow.co.uk. You can also support the podcast so I can continue to spend lots of time working on these episodes. And you can click through again on the show notes or buy me a coffee /LiveFitNow. Thanks for listening. Until next time.